Well, I'm joined now by Tory MP Sir Michael Fabricant. Thank you for joining us, Sir Michael. It's always a pleasure. So, another week, another controversy. This time it's the cops. Last week it was homelessness as a lifestyle choice. Before that, asylum seekers pretending to be gay to avoid deportation. Has your Home Secretary become something of a liability?
I think our Home Secretary is saying what a lot of GB News listeners are actually thinking, to be honest with you.
OK. Now, the Labour Party, of course, they're saying that you're too weak to sack Suella. But a lot of people that I've been speaking to today, a lot of the Tory faithful, are saying sacking Suella would mean that the Tory party is toast, because she is the toast of the town. The voters seem to think she's speaking the common sense opinions, and that's why she's becoming a lightning rod.
Well, we'd certainly be toast if we started taking advice from Keir Starmer, that's for sure. Look, I mean, she is saying, I think, what most people are thinking. She doesn't always say it in maybe a tactful way, but maybe the time for tact is over. You know, there's going to be, as you reported on the news, 2,000 extra police in London on Armistice Day, tomorrow. There are going to be 19,000 minimum people coming down to demonstrate for the Palestinians. Yes, they've created exclusion zones. Will they keep to it? You know, in previous occasions, you've had the Metropolitan Police actually banning marches. They did it a year or so back with a march that was going to take place in Golders Green. They did it about 10 years ago with the English Defence League. Why they didn't say, look, on Armistice Day of all days, that is not the time to have a march, I do not know. I do think the Metropolitan Police are beginning to lose the plot, not only just on this, but also on matters like, you know, Stop Oil, where it seems almost as if the Met Police officers don't know what to do, whether to actually protect the people stopping traffic against irate drivers. You know, it's a nonsense. It's a bit like, you know, London has become a free zone.
And so, Michael, could I make you aware of a shocking revelation made to us on GB News in this show by Colonel Richard Kemp, who has let us know that several regiments have been warned not to wear their medals, their regalia or their insignia on the way to remembrance events this weekend for fear of safety. Can I ask you, what does that say to you about what our country has become?
Well, it's shocking, isn't it? And, you know, I was noticing the other day that far fewer people this year are wearing their poppy. I'm wearing my, where is it? I'm wearing my poppy with pride. But the point is that a number of poppy sellers are saying we don't want to be intimidated by these people who are supporting Palestine and want to see the destruction of the state of Israel. And other people are saying they're just too scared and nervous in London to walk around with a poppy. Thank God I'm in Lichfield, where people are wearing poppies. But, you know, it doesn't say much for the state of Britain, as you quite rightly asked, Martin, and it also doesn't say much for London policing or indeed the attitude of some of these people who are marching in support of a terrorist organisation, Hamas.
And so, Michael, that knits these two themes together. Suella Braverman was saying the policing is two-tiered, and certainly, so Michael, we have seen people, protesters, calling for jihad on British streets, and that didn't seem to warrant an arrest, as well as the beefing up of policing tomorrow. Alluding to what Suella Braverman was saying, would you like to see an equivalent robust response to those kind of things on British streets so that we can stop this rot in its tracks?
Well, you know, I've seen pictures of how the police deal with some of these demonstrators in France, in Germany, and in the United States, and they certainly are robust. Now, there will be some who say, OK, France isn't a democratic country, Germany isn't a democratic country, nor is the United States. I would actually argue with, in fact, they are a democratic country, and the police are doing what the majority of people want them to do, namely, uphold the law. You can't have a situation where a minority of the country can parade in the street and intimidate others. And that's what they seem to be doing. And the news you just gave regarding Colonel Richard Kemp and reporting that people are not to wear their medals, not to wear their poppies in case they're attacked, is absolutely shocking and demonstrates, exactly what some of these people, not all of them, but what some of these demonstrators are like.
So Michael Fabricant, thank you for joining us on GB News and enjoy your Remembrance Weekend. Thank you.